Hi there, my name's Beth Dawkins, and I am happy to welcome you to our Pilates workout today. So our Pilates workout is going to be reasonably foundational, and within that, I'm going to offer some more challenging options and less challenging options. I cannot stress enough that the important part throughout this workout is to listen to your body, and nothing should be causing pressure, pain, or tension. So take advantage of modifications as I offer them if you need them. And again, take breaks, take water as necessary. It's going to be pretty foundational, lots of core work, posture and alignment, and some good mobility-based exercises also. So let's get started. I want you to sit onto your mat and just pick a comfortable seated posture. So for some of us, this is cross-legged. If cross-legged makes you feel like you're hunching forward or bunchy through those hips, then I want you to go ahead and bend your knees, planting those feet. You can have your legs extended in front of you, or just grab a cushion from your couch, rolled up towel, anything so that you're comfortable when you're sitting. So even if you need a little footstool, a little step stool, something to kind of hop up on, then feel free to do that. I want you to take a smooth, deep breath in and begin to engage that core and align the body. Make it the biggest breath that you have all day. Open the mouth and allow that breath to escape. And as your breath is escaping, I want you to think of heavy shoulders sliding down the back and a heavy rib cage as your core connects. Take another smooth, deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, the purpose of this is to become progressively active in your breath and progressively aligned through the body. Open the mouth and allow that breath to escape. And think about an active, engaged torso, but also promote a little bit more length through that neck as your shoulders and your rib cage is becoming heavy. We're going to go through this one more time. Take a smooth, deep breath in through the nose. Think of a string at the top of your head that's lifting you up. Shoulders stay back. Chest stays open. Give your hips a little rock forward and feel that torso engage as you keep that lift. And then open the mouth one final time. Feel that breath escape. Feel the neck become longer. Those shoulders become heavier. And you're going to be sitting up as tall as possible to do so. Let's take your next breath in and we're going to apply Pilates breath and start to go a little bit more active into our warm-up. You're going to take still a breath in, but I want you to lift your chin up to the ceiling and open your chest as you breathe in. Now this time, exhale here through a pursed lip, like you're blowing through a stir stick, and you're going to draw that chin down, so full breath out through a pursed lip. As your chin draws down, that pursed lip promotes abdominal engagement. So chin will raise up, so in that smooth breath in. Now keep those shoulders over the hips, keep the hips forward and those sit bones anchored. And then once again, exhale through a pursed lip. So your chin draws down, but I want you to use every exhalation as a means to contract those abdominals. That contraction is going to give you support. And of course, it's going to give you some muscular engagement. Also, two more here. Chin will raise all the way up. So keep centered. Clavicle is wide. Shoulders are down. Think about your head moving slowly, smoothly, and freely. And then exhale here through that pursed lip as your chin draws down and through. So that's our fourth chin nod complete. And we're going to continue to warm up that neck. We're going to warm up tailbone to head to tailbone as you're moving through. Take a breath in next. Stay centered. Just pull your head back to center on your deep breath in. As you exhale this time, I want you to draw that right ear to right shoulder as your left shoulder becomes heavy. So you want to think of reaching it away. Now, not to where you're pulling to cause tension, but think of this nice warm up for those traps as we're getting engaged. Chin will come back to center on your breath in. When you're breathing in, I want you to open the rib cage, but keep that core connected. And then as you exhale, draw left ear to left shoulder. Let that right shoulder become heavy as you exhale. So now you're going to feel a little bit more through the traps, but keep the posture. Pull the head back to center as we're breathing in. So we're going to keep going with our side bend stretch here. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder, heavy left shoulder. And again, use those abs to encourage that assisted tall posture. If your hips are bunching, grab a couch cushion. Back to center on your full breath in. We're going to do one more rep to balance opposite and left as you're moving through. So feel that more progress through the body. So exhale here, left ear to left shoulder as you breathe out. Now we're going to here take a breath to still pull your head to center, but simultaneously shrug the shoulders up as your head comes to center. Breathe out through that pursed lip, and you're going to open the chest to roll those shoulders down and back. And we're going to roll those shoulders for another 3 reps through. So shoulders will raise all the way up. And I want you to notice the length of the waist. Keep that core connected. Chest opens, upper back contracts, and that full circles takes place for that upper shoulder mobility as you're circling. Let's do another 2. So shoulders will raise all the way up. Open chest, forward hips, contracted abs, and they roll back as you exhale. Root those rib cages down. Feel those scapula, your shoulder blades as they move. Inhale through as your shoulders will shrug. Now this time, take a breath out to roll those shoulders back, but I want your hands to just kind of hover over the mat in doing so. So keep those shoulders down, stable and set. On your next breath in, I want you to open your hands to a T shape. So we're going to start to warm a little bit more through arms and shoulders. And then as you exhale, I want you to think like you're trying to press that mat away. So you're creating that resistance as you're feeling chest, upper back, and shoulders as you do it. We're going to do another 3 before we reverse those shoulder circles through. So shoulders will raise up to a T shape. Lift through the posture. Feel those little bony landmarks under the glutes as they stay planted into your mat. Full breath out. You're going to press that mat away. Chin up. Sit a little bit taller. Draw those abs in and contract through as you exhale. We're going to do another 2. So hands will float all the way up as you breathe in. So we're going to keep working just as you are. Full breath out. This time you're going to plant those hands all the way down so that we can reverse our shoulders. So flow through by shrugging your shoulders up. Then contract the chest, extend to the upper back, and you're going to roll those shoulders forward as you breathe. We're going to do another 3 here. So inhale through as your shoulders shrug. Part of the work with Pilates is holding your posture. So even here, we're connecting with that breath and the posture for that support, but feel the shoulders mobilize as we're working through. So we're just going to do another 2 as we exhale. So no twisting or leaning, just shrug up through the shoulders, warming up. You kind of feel the warmth traveling down the back. Let those shoulders roll forward as you exhale. Now, once again, hands hover over the mat. Take a breath to make your hands come out level with your shoulders. And now from here, on your next breath out, you're going to bring those hands to the front of the body. I want you to sit tall in doing so. As you breathe in, open your hands to a T shape, and I want you to sit a little bit taller. Feel arms, shoulders, and chest. Bring the hands back to the front of the body. So it's a little bit more wake up through chest. Again, we're traveling down that spine. And then as you inhale, be aware those shoulder blades don't pinch together. So they just kind of gently touch to avoid any neck tension as you're breathing in. So feel the chest pull in. I want you to sit a little bit taller. Use that breath out to pull those abs for that work. And then as you inhale, arms stay active. Shoulder blades just touch, and we sit up a little bit taller as we're breathing in. Let's just do one more, and then we're going to lead into the chest expansion. So deep breath out as your palms face forward. Now this time, as you inhale, you're going to let those hands come out level with your shoulders. Now continue to breathe in. Pull chin and chest to the ceiling, palms face forward, hands exceed the shoulders. So feel a little bit more opening through the chest. Be able to crank that chin up to the ceiling. Just follow that nice open line. And then as you exhale, tuck that navel. I want you to think like you're rounding over a stability ball, a giant ball. You're going to flex the spine, round through. Feel how those scapula kind of separate as you round and you flex. So we're countering. We're going to do another expansion here. Inhale here. I want you to come to tall. So feel those bony landmarks. Stack tall back to center. Chin and chest will raise. Hands exceed the shoulders as you open, lift and reach, opening through that chest. And then as you exhale, tuck that navel, think hip to rib, Visualizing that stability ball as you're rounding through. So you want to promote flexion and extension through that spine as you're warming through. Let's do another 2. So inhale, chin and chest will raise. Hands exceed the shoulder. Ensure that you're still comfortable in your seated posture. Be aware not to crank the neck, but peel the chest to open. As you exhale, tuck that navel, fold over the waist, and you're going to round, scoop, and press all the way through as you exhale. Let's just do one more here. So take a deep breath in. You're going to work into your chest expansion. So lengthen it all the way through. We're going to transition for a little bit of work for the waist as we're warming through. So as you exhale, tuck the navel. Still think like you're rounding over that stability ball. I'll give you a side view here. So you're still here like you're rounding and you're scooping through. Now, after you round and scoop through, I want you to now interlace those fingertips together. Think like you're making like a big circle with your hands. Take a breath in and you're going to come back to center. Keep your hands in that circle, but I want you to sit as tall as we did in that starting position. Now, as you breathe out from here, I want you to add a little rotation to the body to the right. So right side pulls, left side presses. Keep those hips forward and tuck the navel back, sit tall. As you breathe in, you're going to swivel, reach back to center and lengthen it all the way through. Let's go to the other side. So over and through to the left. So chin is up, shoulders are back, left side pulls, right side presses. Now use the breath in, find length through the crown of your head, draw that navel, connect through the core, keep a long torso and come back to center. We're gonna do one more time either side. As you rotate to the right, visualize your torso is wrapped in cling wrap and that cling wrap is shifting over so the ribs will glide. Take a breath in, tuck that navel through to come back to center as you breathe in. And then here, as we exhale, we're going to go over and through to the left as you breathe out. So I get a little bit more rotation through the spine. Now, as you breathe in, you're going to come back through to center, unlock those fingertips, take those hands out level with your shoulders. And then as you breathe out, you're going to pull your left hand up and overhead. Go onto that right forearm and now start to notice a good deep extension and a good stretch through your obliques, your side body here. As you breathe in, I want you to pull through that left side, press through the right side, and you're going to come back through to center as you breathe in, reach through active arms. And then as you exhale, right hand up and overhead, go to the right, left forearm, hit that side body stretch and think about the placement of your head. So your head doesn't tilt or drop. You're not cranking it to the ceiling. You're just following that smooth line, still visualizing that string. So take a deep breath in, right side pulls, left side presses. You're going to keep gliding and sliding, as I like to say, as you work it through. Exhale here, left hand up and overhead. Go on to that right forearm. Now here, I want you to keep your glute on the left side anchored. So don't lift and try to aim for more extension. Anchored glute. You're creating space between the rib cage and the hip. Take a deep breath in as your left side pulls, your right side presses. So again, here, it's all about the waist and the core during the work. Make sure that you don't become complacent with your hands. Exhale through, over and through. So now you're going to go onto that left forearm. Side bend, reach over and through. And again, check in with your posture. Anchored glute, extended crown, not tilting or cranking, peel it back. Use that breath. Take a deep breath in. You're going to come back to center to open it through. And now here, as you exhale, bring those hands to the front of the body. We're just going to do one more stretch for the back before we get into some more fun. Take a breath. You're going to place those hands onto the floor as you breathe in. As you exhale, you're just going to tuck that navel, separate those shoulders, tuck that chin. As you round to scoop to press. Take a full deep breath in to hit that length as you breathe in. Again, open chest, planted sit bones, tight abs as you lengthen it through. And then from there, what I'm going to get you to do is now plant your glutes on the first third of your mat. We're going to make our way down to a supine series, that means lying on your back. And we're going to start to amplify the work a little bit more. Set here by swooping those hands so they're level with your calves and your chest is nicely open as you're breathing in. Now, as you exhale, I want you to tuck the glutes under you. So we keep talking about those little bony landmarks under the glutes. What you're doing here is you're rocking to the back of them. You're feeling how they tuck in through the body. So here, you're planting one vertebrae at a time onto your mat, ensuring that here, you're going to think about here just curling, scooping, taking arms and shoulders back with you. Take as many breaths as you need, but I'll know if you fall, so don't do that. And then take a breath in. You're going to bring those hands up to the ceiling as you lengthen. Just breathe out, plant those hands by your side as you promote an open chest. So here we're going to just practice the 2 pelvic placements that we're going to work through in Pilates. So what I'm going to need you to do, it's a little bit like a pelvic tilt, and we're going to refer to it as imprint and neutral, again, one of the foundations that we're working on today. So as you breathe out, what I'm going to get you to do here is pull your pubic bone high, draw those hips so they're lower than your pubic bone, and this is called imprint. So when I refer to imprinted spine, you think pubic bone high, hips low. You're going to feel how your abs are shortened and your back is lengthened. Now, as you exhale from here, I want you to work in reverse. So from here, you're going to make a little curve for the lumbar, bring pubic bone and hip bone onto the same plane, and this is called neutral. When we talk about neutral, we're not talking about cranking that back, right? We're just talking about a nice, gentle, even neutral plane. So let's just try that 2 more times through. Take a full breath out and scoop. So think pubic bone high, hips are low. You're rocking through that pelvis. Take a deep breath in, and now you're going to find length. So pubic bone and hip bones on the same plane. Settle to those hips as you breathe in. We're just going to do one more here. So exhale through. We're going to call it imprint. Keep that in mind. So feel how it's like your lumbar imprints onto the mat as you exhale. Now, as you inhale, you're going to go ahead and lengthen through to neutral spine as you breathe in. So you're settling to those hips. I'm going to keep neutral spine and take a breath in from here. And you're going to pull that right leg up into what's called tabletop. So we're going to start to work those quads a little bit. In tabletop, quad is parallel to the walls, shin is parallel to the floor. I want you to take a breath out, and you're just going to extend that knee, but keep the same neutral pelvic placement. And then as you breathe in, you're going to bend that right leg in and through as you inhale, back through to tabletop. So exhale through, right leg extends, pointed toe, active abs. You're going to tighten that quad as you point. And now inhale, keep the same pelvic placement. Just pull right leg back in and through to tabletop. We're going to do another 4 reps here. So exhale through, right leg extends. I want you to close the rib cage. Use that breath as if you're blowing that toe away. Now inhale, everything is unaltered, just the right leg bends in. I want you to tighten the quad. And again, you're not bouncing or swinging with that leg. So 2 more here. So exhale through as your right leg extends. Tight abs, even hips. Inhale through as your right knee bends in. Last one here. So exhale as your right leg extends. We're going to switch our position through. This time you're going to inhale, pull that right leg into that tabletop. Keep those long abs, right? Neutral. As you exhale, now hug that right leg into the body. When the right leg hugs in, you're going to find imprint. So pubic bone high, hips are low. You'll have the lumbar imprints into your mat, and you're going to notice a greater hip stretch as you exhale. As you breathe in, I want you to extend that right leg, find neutral spine, pull the hands up and overhead, and feel a good deep stretch from tip of the toes to the tip of the fingers as you pull through. Let's work through that again. So as you exhale, hug that right leg into the body. Pubic bone high, hips are low. We're imprinting, hugging that knee in, feeling the hip flexor stretch, shoulders are down, abs connect. Take a deep breath in, hands up and overhead. Right leg extends, pointed toe, tight quads, lengthen it through that leg. That right leg stays nice and active. Let's do another 2 here. So go ahead, take a breath out, hug that right leg in. You're feeling your hip flexor stretch, your lumbar stretch, your quads stay active, and those abs engage. And then as you inhale, right leg extends, hands up and overhead. Now keep the quad active. We're going to switch it here. Right leg stays extended with that pointed toe. Abs stay long. Full deep breath in, remember. Now keep the right leg out there. And as you exhale, you're just going to plant those hands by your sides Again, open chest, long neck, but that right leg isn't going anywhere. Right toe is pointed. Keep your positioning. You're going to inhale as your right leg lifts with a pointed toe. Quad stays tight. Now exhale, flex the right foot. Lower that right leg down. Let that heel just hover off the floor as you exhale. So inhale here as your right leg will lift with a pointed toe. You're maintaining neutral. That quad stays tight. As you exhale, right leg lengthen. So reach through the heel. Remember, we're not rocking and rolling through those hips. You're solid in neutral. Keep that pelvic placement. Do another 4. So inhale here, right leg will lift with a pointed toe. Exhale, flex right foot as you lengthen it all the way through. Another 3. So inhale, right toe points as you lift and you raise. Keep working. You're going to feel a little more heat now. Exhale, flex right foot. Lengthen, reach, and lower as you exhale. Now one more here. So take a deep breath in. Right toe will point as you lift and you raise. And we're switching to stretch the hamstring and work those abs. So as you exhale, flex the right foot. Let the right heel hover off the mat. But this time, pull your hands up and overhead, back to our length for a single hamstring stretch. Head stays down. This time here, right knee stays straight still. Exhale, point the right toe. Hands swoop under the right knee as you find imprint. So you're stretching the hamstring. Feel free to micro bend the knee or not lift as high if your hamstrings say no. As you inhale, right foot flexes, hands up and overhead, lengthen to neutral, but I want you to think about long, active abs as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, pointed right toe, hand comes under that right knee, pointed toe, tight thigh, shoulders are down as you exhale. Inhale, hands up and overhead, flex that right foot. Keep that core connected. Feel that rock from imprint neutral. It's like little mini crunches still. So exhale here, pointed toe, hands swoop under the right knee. So feel how your abs contract, your hamstring will stretch. Now, as you inhale, feel your quad engage, and those abs become long as you breathe in. Just do one more here. So exhale through, pointed right toe, hands under that right knee. You're going to draw in to find that imprint. Now take a breath from here and hug that right leg into the body. So now you're going to feel a little bit of a release for that quad after we built all that heat. As you breathe in next, plant that right foot, but keep your neutral position at imprinted position as you breathe in. So both feet are planted, but now we're in imprint with that little pelvic tilt. Take a breath in from here, and I want you to place those hands behind your head, prepping for some abdominal roll-ups here, or an abdominal prep. Keep the elbows in your peripherals, and on your next breath out, I want you to think abs contract, and your head comes up. So it's like your abs contracting pulls the head up. Your head is the last thing to follow through. So ensure that you're not trying to crank that head. It's not about your head moving. It's like you have a little fist between chin and chest. Your abs stay tight. Now breathe, and I want you to pull those abs to the mat. Keep your imprint and let your head come down as you breathe in. Exhale, abs pull tight, head comes up. So navel to back, hip to rib. You're going to curl into that flexion with your eyelid between the knees on your full breath out. Inhale through, let your head come down. Now keep in mind here, if this isn't feeling good for you, your neck says no, you're just going to keep your head down and continue with the breath. So if you wish to, it can look to here as well. So you can just exhale here, head stays down and your hands will reach, feeling that contraction still. And then inhale, hands behind your head. So that's your option. Your head can stay down if you wish, or join me for your next 3. So exhale, abs pull tight, head comes up. So you're going to contract it through. Keep in mind your head can stay down. You can do the arm option if you wish. So with lots of abber. Inhale, slow and smooth as your head comes in. So you're using that breath in and through. Let's just do one more here, and I'll show you that first option as well. So exhale here. You can just pull hands to hips. If you're aiming for a high lever, your head comes up for that crunch. And again, if you're joining me with low level, hands just come behind your head as you breathe in. Let's just do one more together. So exhale through, flex up, eye line between the knees as you flex up, tightening through those abs. And again, the tighter you hold your abs, the more connected you are, the better work you're going to feel. Take a breath in and let your head come down. But again, you're going to maintain that connection. We're going to repeat our starting series on the left. So as you breathe out to follow, I now want you to hug the left leg in. So we're starting with our single thigh stretch that we already did right. Pubic bone high, hips are low, hip flexor will stretch as well as your lumbar. And then as you inhale, right toe points, hands up and overhead, you're going to hit that length, but again, beware your rib cage doesn't fan to the ceiling. Everything stays tight and engaged with your full length through as you're breathing in. Good deep stretch. Take a full breath out to hug left leg into the body. So feel how your abs do the work. It's like the tightening of your abs as they're shortening pulls that left knee in. And then as you inhale, rib cage will open from the breath in. Keep those abs tight, no protrusion. Point to the toe, to the tip of those fingers. Will hit that line as you inhale. Let's do another 2 together. So take a smooth breath out. Hug that left leg into the body. Pubic bone high, hips are low, navel into the mat. Full deep breath. Inhale, left leg extends, hands up and overhead, lengthening it, turning in. You're rocking from imprint to neutral, controlling through those abs. Let's do one more together. As you exhale, hug that left leg in. Pubic bone high, navel to mat. Your hips become low. Your hip flexor stretches as well as your back. Now here's your switch. Take a breath in, plant your hands by your hips, pull left leg to tabletop and settle back through to neutral. So now we're neutral spine, left leg to tabletop, hands are planted. Full deep breath. As you breathe out, extend that left leg out. So pointed toe, tight quads, and long abs as you exhale. And then as you inhale, bend left leg into tabletop, but keep the length of the torso and those abs wrapping as you breathe. And we're another 5 here. Blow that leg away, so to speak. Extend that left knee. Keep the quad tight. Keep your neutral pelvic placement nice and even. Inhale, use that breath in. Open the rib cage to allow for that breath to travel, but those abs stay connected. Do another 4. Left leg extends. Long neck, open chest, tight quad, pointed toe. Inhale, left knee bends all the way in as you're breathing into work. We're going to do another 2 together. Left leg extends out and through. So you're going to keep working. And again, you're going to feel a little more heat and fire for that quad in case you haven't noticed. Then bend it in, back through to tabletop as you're breathing in. Abs stay connected. You're going to do one more time, then we're going to switch. So this time as you exhale, left leg stays extended. So blow it out into that extension. Take a breath in, pull hands back up and overhead. So those biceps are level with your ears. We're still in neutral spine. And then as you exhale, left knee stays straight, hands swoop under the left knee. Slide those shoulders and stretch out the back of your legs, feeling hamstrings as you exhale. Inhale here, left foot flexes, hands come up and overhead, and you're going to lengthen it all the way through as you breathe in. Exhale here, pointed left toe, hands come up and overhead. So still now we're stretching out those hamstrings, sliding those shoulders, still feeling that imprint to neutral release. And then as you inhale, left foot flexes, lengthening back through to neutral. So feel those hamstrings into your length. 2 more here. So exhale, hands swoop under the left knee. So pointed left toe, abs pull tight, think hip to rib come together, stretching out that hamstring now. And then as you inhale, flex your left foot, pull your hands up and overhead, and you're going to lengthen it all the way through. We're going to do one more before we do our lift and lower. Hands swoop under that left knee, pointed left toe, stretch the hamstrings, use that exhalation. Now here, as you breathe in, left foot flexes, hands plant, lower that left leg, and you're going to lengthen back through to neutral. So now we're back in neutral spine that we're going to keep. Left heel is hovering, quad is working a little bit with your chest, of course, staying open into a lift and lower. As you inhale, keep neutral spine the whole time for the 6. Left leg lifts with a pointed toe as you inhale. Exhale, flex left foot, hollow it through, abs to mat, hip to rib. You go connecting through as you exhale. So another 5 here. Pointed left toe, you're going to breathe in, long line as you lift and you raise. Exhale, flex left foot, reach for that heel, lengthen, reach and lower. Keep that core connected. Do another 4. Inhale here, left toe will point as you lift and you raise. You're going to keep working just as you are. Exhale, flex left foot, hollow those abs, lengthen, reach, and lower as you exhale. Do 2 more. So inhale, left leg will lift with a pointed toe as you lift and you raise, keeping your length. Exhale, flex left foot, lengthen, reach, and lower. Full deep breath out. 1 more here. So inhale through, left leg will lift with a pointed toe. You're going to keep working. Exhale, flex left foot, lengthen, reach, and lower on your full breath out. Okay, you're going to breathe in. Go ahead, hug that left leg into the body to complete. Now, as you breathe out, hug that right leg into the body also. We're going to do some single knee drops. Think about using the abs to anchor you when you do so. And just keep in mind, your knee will hold a 90-degree angle. So we're not straightening the legs with any drop. So it looks like this. You're going to take a breath in. Raise those fingertips to the ceiling. Walk both legs into tabletop. So quads are parallel to the floor, shins are parallel to the walls. Oh my goodness, other way around. Quads parallel to the wall. Shins are parallel to the floor. Now keeping that in front, hip to rib. Make sure that you're solidified in that. If you need to, what you can do is support the legs. If your back says no, your hands come under the knees instead. You can take that option at any time. As you breathe out, what happens here is your left knee will keep 90 degrees. It's going to drop about 8 to 10 inches. As you breathe in, pull that left leg through the tabletop. Get those abs to connect a little bit more. To the right knee to follow. So exhale, right knee drops that 8 to 10 inches. So you're going to keep your imprint. Protect that back with it. Inhale, use those abs as your knee pulls in. Keep in mind, hands can come under if you need the support. Left knee will drop as you exhale. Inhale through, left leg comes back up and through the tabletop. Exhale through as your right knee drops at 4 to 6 inches. So you're going to keep going for another 4 as we alternate left and right. Left knee as you exhale. Now take the work into the torso. It's not the hip flexors working. Left leg back in and through, back to tabletop. Exhale through as your right knee drops. Use the breath. Think solid torso. Inhale through as your right leg comes back up and through. We're going to do one more time either side. So exhale through as your left knee will drop. Just keep those arms solidified in space as you're active through your shoulders. Inhale through. Left leg back to tabletop. Exhale through as your right knee drops. So you're going to breathe out, lower it through. Now inhale, right leg through the tabletop. Exhale, go ahead, thank goodness, and hug those knees into the body. Feel a little bit of relief for hips and back, stretching it out. Just breathe in, one hand on either knee. Let your knees separate to the outside of the body. Now, as you breathe out, squeeze those knees together. Keep your imprint. Take a breath in. You're going to plant both of the feet and lengthen through the torso. As you exhale, extend those arms. Let your hands hover by your hips and find your imprint to prep. Keep in mind, I'm going to cue flexion with an arm raise, holding flexion. If you wish to, your head can stay down. You can just raise your arms. So don't let your neck tense whatsoever. Take a breath in with that reach as you inhale. As you exhale, abs pull tight, head comes up. Curl into your flexion with your eye line between the knees. Now keep in mind, head can come down. If you're joining me in flexion here, you have about a little gap between chin and chest and your clavicle stays open. Now take a breath, just bring those hands up level with your shoulders. Keep your eye line to the knees. As you exhale, let those hands just hover by your hips. Now check in with the neck. No tension there. It's upper back that's pulling you off the mat. So inhale through as your hands raise up level with your shoulders. Exhale through, press hands hovering by your hips as you exhale. We're going to do another 2 arm raises. If your neck is getting tired, place that head down. No need to stress. Hands raise up. You're going to keep working through into that flexion. Hands hover as you exhale. Abs are working. Just do one more here. So hands will raise up as you breathe in. As you exhale, let your hands hover. Or take a breath in, let your head come down. Take a breath out, hug those knees into the body, tight squeeze in. Keep finding your imprint. Take a breath in, just rotate that head, give your neck a break, look over that right shoulder as you inhale. Exhale, pull your head back to center. And then inhale, rotate that head, look over the left shoulder. So they just release that neck. We're going to go into a double knee drop next. So this time both knees hold 90 degrees and they both drop through. You can support those legs so it looks like this. Take a breath. Glue the knees together so your knees pull tight this time as you find your tabletop position. Pubic bone high, hips are low. You're hollowing those abs so your abs are short to protect that back. Now keep in mind, hands can come under your knees if you want a little bit of support. As you breathe out, keep your 90 degrees. Both of the knees drop that 8 to 10 inches. But again, abs to mat. No stress for the back. Inhale through as you come up and through to tabletop. If your back is grabbing, lower those knees less or support the legs. So make sure your back does not stress. Both of the knees drop down and through. So bury the rib cage, tuck the navel back, feel that length, keep your imprint, think abs to mat. Inhale through as both legs hit tabletop breathing, and we're gonna do 4. Both of the knees drop down and through as you exhale. Tabletop as you're breathing in, abs to mat, keeping your imprint. Just do another 2 here. Both of the knees drop down and through as you exhale. Inhale through, legs back to tabletop. Keep an open chest. Once you're set, take your eyes away from the screen, pull your head to the ceiling. Just eyes to the ceiling, head stays down. Just do one more. So both your knees drop as you exhale. Okay, inhale, pull those legs through to tabletop. Exhale once again, give them a tight squeeze into your body. We're gonna build onto flexion. Head can stay down for a lower level option. As you're breathing in next, go ahead, plant your feet, lengthen through to neutral spine. Use a full breath in to settle into it. Okay, inhale, find imprint. So into that pelvic tilt. You're going high, lumbar into the mat, but feel your abs tighten. As you exhale, extend those arms, let your hands hover by your hips. We're gonna lead into what's called hundreds. We're doing 50 counts. Upper body is stable. If you're joining me here, take a breath out, abs pull tight, head comes up, upper back off the mat with your arm in between the knees. Now the key here, your upper body's stable, so I don't want to see any like flailing around. Everything is stable and set. It's like you're doing little splashes through water. So you're gonna pulse your arms down with everything stable and set in space, eye-line between the knees, so don't crank your head to the screen. Little pulses down following this breath for 50 counts. So you're gonna breathe in here. 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 10, in, 2, 3, 4, flex up a little bit more, 20, lift the chin if you have to, exhale, 2, head and come down if you want, 30, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 40, in, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 50. So breathe in to hold where you are. Breathe out, unravel, let your head come down as you exhale. Take a breath in, hug those knees into the body. Take a breath out, rotate the head, look over that right shoulder. Inhale through, pull your head back up and through to center. And then as you exhale, rotate the head to look over that left shoulder as you breathe out. Okay, inhale, pull your head back to the ceiling. Exhale, pull both legs to tabletop. Knees will be spaced at a hip distance. Hands out, level with your shoulders, reaching to the ceiling. Abs stay tight. We're in imprint here. Think when your legs are in tabletop, you're imprinting to protect that back. We're gonna alternate sides. It's same arm and leg, so we're not crossing over. So it looks like this. As you exhale, left hand overhead, left leg extends. Inhale, left fingertip to ceiling, left leg through to tabletop, but keep your imprint as you're working through. Exhale, right hand overhead, bicep level with your ear, right leg extends. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling, right leg back to the tabletop. If you wish, left hand, left leg, extend. You can support right hand with right hand under the right knee when you're working left. If you want a bit of extra work, extra support, then inhale through as you come back through the center, right? And then as you exhale, right hand overhead, right leg, you can take your left hand and place it under the left knee. So if you want to touch a support, just sweep that hand under the knee. You're keeping imprint, don't stress that back. So inhale through, we're gonna come back to center. So you can join me for the full version or support those legs. Exhale, left hand overhead, bicep level with your ears, left leg extends. Now where are those abs at? Keep them into the mat. Inhale, left finger to the ceiling, left leg back through the tabletop. Exhale, right hand up and overhead, right leg extends. Zip those abs to the mat. Hold the legs if you need to. Inhale, right fingertips to the ceiling, right leg extends. We're gonna just do one more time, either side. So exhale, left hand up and overhead, left leg extends. Hollow to the mat, achieve that reach. Inhale, left fingertips to the ceiling, left leg through the tabletop. Keep working. Exhale, right hand up and overhead, right leg extends. Inhale, right leg to ceiling, right leg, right hand to ceiling also. Take a breath. Just thank goodness. Hug those knees into the body. Okay, as you breathe in, just let your knees separate. So you're just kind of opening through those hips as you're breathing in. Now, as you exhale, I want you to go ahead and hug those knees into the body. So tight squeeze into those hips. As you breathe in next, both your feet plant, hands raise up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, let your hands hover by your hips. You're gonna hollow those abs. And of course, you're gonna roll up to seat. Now, you can also walk your hands on those knees or just roll up all the way. Take as many options as you need to. And then we're nice and tall back to center. Ready for some more ab work here. We're gonna practice a round back posture. Again, I always say it's not about leaning back, just like we talked about in the warm-up. It's about scooping that tailbone to promote that flexion in the spine and contraction in your abs. So it's not about leaning back, it's about scooping in. We're gonna do a prep for 4 and then we'll work through from there. So from here, I want you to swoop those hands so they come level with your calves as you're sitting as tall as you can. Now, when we're working through our round back, if you wish to, again, elevate yourself if you need to. So if you start to get pinching through those hips, that means that the work is going into the hip flexors and not into the abs. So if that happens to you, roll up your mat. And again, or pop a cushion under your bum, something to elevate your hips. So just keep that in mind. It's not about your hips. Swoop those hands, let them come level with your calves. Sitting up nice and tall, and you're using a full deep breath in. Now, as you exhale, what we need to do is tuck that tailbone, take the arms and shoulders back with you. Your feet can walk also. And now you're gonna feel like you're on the back of those bony landmarks. Envision like your hip and rib are like an envelope as you exhale. You're gonna breathe in and you're gonna come back to neutral spine. So you're planting those sit bones, planting those feet and keeping those knees pointing up as you breathe in. Let's try that again. So I'm gonna cue you. Once you're set, keep your eye line forward. Exhale here, roll down. So pubic bone draws to the navel. You're rocking to the back of the sit bone. So notice here, you're flexing through the spine. As you can see, I can raise my hands so you can see. You're not leaning back and cranking that back. Take a deep breath in and lengthen it through. So planted feet, planted sit bones. Just do another 2 of your prep. Exhale, we're calling it round back. Now again, your round back is all about getting optimal engagement through those abdominals. So it's not a means of leaning back, but it's also not a matter of being way back here, right? You're gonna go to that point where you feel those abs pull in. Take a deep breath in, plant those sit bones, and you're gonna lengthen it through. Let's do one more together. Shoulders are back, chin is up. Exhale through, find that round back. So keep working, using that breath, using those abs as you exhale. And we're gonna just do a little stretch, and then we're gonna hold for a static posture. Lengthen as you breathe in. Exhale, chest to feet, Let those knees separate. Just round that back all the way through as you're breathing out. Now we're going to add on. So this time we're going to be holding that round back posture, and we're going to be adding an arm raise also. So it's going to look like this. Plant those feet, put your knees up to the ceiling. Arms will travel so those calves are level with your hands are level with your calves. As you exhale, assume your round back. So tuck those glutes under you. Think about that hip and rib coming like an envelope. You can take those shoulders back with you, keeping that open chest, because this time we're going to hold, right? So when you're holding your round back, you're going to tweak your positioning to where you feel optimal engaged. So if you need to crunch up a little bit more, feel free to. If you need to sit up a little bit more, feel free to. If you're not feeling it enough, deepen your posture and hold it through. You're going to give me an arm raise as you're holding your round back here. So we're going to take a breath in and bring those hands up level with your shoulders. You're keeping your round back. We're going to raise our arms 4 times. As you exhale, swoop those hands. So it's like your pinkies just hover off the mat. Eye lines to the center. Tuck it in. Inhale through as your hands will raise. So navel to spine. Planted feet, knees in line with your hips. Use that breath. Pinkies hover off the mat as you inhale. 2 more here. So inhale through. Hands will raise up. Eye line is to center. You can sit tall at any point. So if your hips pinch, if your back grabs, you're going to do this from a seated posture with no round back. We're going to do one more raise together. So inhale through as your hands will raise. Exhale through. Pinkies just hover off the mat for that full breath. Great. Okay, coming up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Once again, release the hips and back, chest to feet. Knees will separate as you exhale. We're going to do one more set. So we're going to start with that dynamic motion, integrating obliques, and then working to static motion and kind of fine tune it a little bit. So adding on. Now keep in mind, you know the drill. If your hips are pinching, if your back is grabbing, you can do this whole series from seated, so no need to roll down. If you wish to, elevate to release those hips. So keep in mind, if round back is bothering you, you do it from a seated posture. Feet plant, knees point up to the ceiling. Use a deep breath in as we come tall. Arms extend, hands hover by your hips. Now from here, we're going to do what I call Genie Arms. So you're going to stay tall. I just want you to overlap your hand over wrist. So it looks like this here. So hand over wrist is how we're going to be holding it through. You're not going to curl your shoulders with it though. So everything stays stable. Just that little bit of a Genie Arm is what we're going to call it. Now it looks like this. Take a breath in to lengthen. Now, as you breathe out, find your round back. So tuck the bum under you. But here, as you're finding your round back, you're going to gently rotate the body to the right. Now, inhale, keep that navel tight. Planted feet, come back through to center as you breathe in. We're going to go to the other side. So exhale here. Find your round back and rotate to the left. Now beware, keep that chin in line with your navel, so don't crank that head. If your back says no, come up a little bit more. Inhale through, planted sit bones, coming center as you breathe in. Exhale through, find that round back to rotate right. So right side pulls, left side presses. You're not leaning, right? You're curling and scooping. Inhale, planted sit bones, navel to spine. Come tall and center. Whew. Exhale through, tuck that navel. And again, you can rotate from a seated posture. So here, if this isn't working for you, take the option and just do this from seated. Inhale through, let's come up nice and tall. Lengthening. Exhale, chest to feet, knees separate as you exhale. Adding on with our static portions. This time we're going to be holding that abdominal work and rotating from it. Again, come seated if you wish. So if you're starting to feel it through the hips or the back, you know the drill. There's no point in building tension where it shouldn't be. Plant those feet, pull the knees up to the ceiling. And now you know the drill. As you exhale, find your round back. So pubic bone high, curl that tailbone under you. Think hips are together like an envelope as you're breathing out. Now breathe in and find your Genie Arms. So keep your arm back, overlap that hand over wrist. Now, as you exhale, you're going to rotate the body to the right, maintain your round back. Come seated at any point, tweak and sit up taller if you need to. Come back to center as you breathe in. Now go to the left. So exhale here, feel the waist work, just like we did in the warm-up. So left side pulls, right side presses. Inhale through, come back to center. Now draw that navel in, maintain your position. Let's go one more time either side. So exhale, let's rotate right. Open the chest, beware not to crank those shoulders forward, planted feet, planted knees. Come back through to center, tuck that navel back. Keep the flexion in your spine as you breathe in. Exhale through, let's rotate to the right, or to the left, sorry, one more time, over and through. Take a deep breath in, let's come up back tall, back to center. Exhale through, chest to feet, knees separate, round it through. Take a deep breath in, you're gonna come up nice and tall, and this time when you come up nice and tall, I want you to extend those legs all the way in front of you. Make sure you have enough room on your mat. As you breathe out, you're gonna roll it all the way down with your extended legs. Just how we practice in the warm-up, right? You're folding down one vertebrae at a time as you're tucking, curling, taking arms and shoulders back with you. Take a breath in. I want you to lengthen those abs after all that delightful work. Point of the toes, tip of those fingers, everything will lengthen through. And then as we exhale, just plant those hands down by your side. As you breathe in next, I want you to flip onto your tummy, right? So you're assuming like a prone position. Hips into the mat, legs will be long, and we're gonna practice a plank series here. What's gonna happen from here is you're gonna align. So shoulders are down, back is long, glutes stay tight to support that back. Once you're set with long back, align shoulder over hip, hip over knee, you're gonna take a breath out, pick those hips to hover off the mat, and we're gonna assume what's called a semi-plank here. So you're just kind of on the tops of those thighs, kind of just above the knees, but we don't crank onto those kneecaps as you hit your semi-plank. And just take a breath in, and you're gonna lower those hips down. Now, as I'm cueing here, you can stay in your semi-plank. You can even stay with planted hips onto the mat and just breathe through the activation. If you're able to from here, join in with a full plank by tucking those toes, aligning those bodies, and picking those knees and thighs up onto the mat into a line as you exhale. Take a breath and lower that body down. And beware that when you do so, you don't collapse into your mat. So just smooth lower, flatten those feet. And we're gonna cycle through by doing one semi-plank, one full breath. We're gonna cycle through 4 times. So it looks like this. Exhale, pick up those hips and find a semi-plank with that wrap to the abs. Long neck, shoulders are dropped. You can stay here. Take a breath if you're joining me and tuck those toes. You can stay in semi, you can plant your hips down. As you exhale, pick up into full plank. Inhale through, go ahead and lower it down, flatten those feet, take options as you need to. We're gonna cycle for another 3. Exhale, find your semi-plank, hips hover. Inhale, tuck those toes. Exhale, find your full plank. Long neck, long line, tight glutes, flat. Inhale through, lower it all the way down, slow and smooth. Flatten those feet. Exhale, find your semi-plank. Keep in mind, again, you can stay here at any time. You can keep those hips at any time. Inhale, tuck those toes. Exhale, hit your full plank. Inhale through, lower it down and through, flattening those feet, and keep working. The last one, we hold full plank or we hold semi-plank for 2 breaths, so join me here. Exhale, pick up those hips, squeeze those glutes, find semi-plank, back doesn't dip. Inhale, toes tuck, tuck. Exhale, you can stay in semi-plank or join me in full plank. We're gonna hold for a 2-breath hold. So deep breath in through to hold. Exhale as you hold. One more time, long open chest. Take a deep breath in through to hold. Exhale as you hold. Inhale, go ahead, lower those hips onto your mat, flatten those feet. And then as you exhale, I want you to pull your knees to your chest, draw your heels to the glutes, and sit back into what we call a seashell stretch to balance it out and to open that back through. Think about your scapula, your shoulder blades kind of hugging. It's almost like you're extending through those underarms also. Take a breath in through to hold your seashell stretch. Now as you exhale, take your right hand, place it over the left hand. And I want you to reach the left corner of your mat as you release that right side body. So peel back the shoulder and promote length through the waist. Take a deep breath in through to hold. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into that side body stretch as you hold. Inhale, walk those hands in line with your shoulders. Exhale, place your left hand over the right hand and reach to the left side body as you continually open through those hips and you feel a good separation. You're creating more space between shoulder and hip, and it's called a lateral stretch. So feel those lats also as you're stretching through. One more deep breath. So deep breath in through the hold, cooling down, allowing that breath to slow. Exhale, full deep breath out, sink into it as you hold. Inhale, reach to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk hands in line with your chest. So you just sit here. Take a deep breath in, out, around that back, roll that spine. You're going to come up to kneeling. Shoulders roll back. And then once you're kneeling, go ahead and sit cross-legged. Let's just mobilize that spine a little bit more as we're cooling down. Cross-legged or in a comfortable seated posture, hands are going to place onto those knees and lengthen it through. As you exhale, keep your tailbone anchored. You're going to fold over the waist, lead through the shoulders, and you're going to circle that body to the right. Think about mobilizing that spine into a circle as you exhale. Coming up nice and tall, planted sit bones long, abs to lengthen it through. Let's go to the other side here. So over and through to the left. So just exhale here. Over and through, tuck that navel, lead through those shoulders, mobilize that spine. Think about all that delightful work that we did. Let it all settle in. Coming up nice and tall. And this time when you're tall, just draw your chin up to the ceiling also. Let's roll your head one time in either direction. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Circle that head to the right. Smooth and slow. Inhale through, pull your chin all the way up to the ceiling. Let's go to the left. So exhale as you circle to the left. Pull your head up to center. Draw chin to chest one time. Full deep breath out. You can open that mouth. Sigh if you wish. Pull your head back to center. Roll those shoulders back. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to revisit this video as many times as you wish. And I hope that you felt a decent amount of core activation, some good mobility, and you're feeling a little bit taller and looser in some aspects too. So thank you for your time and for joining me for our Pilates workout today.